What's up everyone, it's Pitchside Paul, and today we're breaking down the USA's 3-2 win over Senegal. A wild, back-and-forth friendly that gave us goals, drama, and a real look at where this US team is heading. If you missed the match, don't worry, I've got you covered with the full story, the key moments, and what this performance tells us moving forward. Let's get into it. The US started this game with real intent, high energy, aggressive pressing, and a willingness to play forward early. And it didn't take long for that approach to pay off. Around the opening quarter hour, the breakthrough came. The US worked the ball wide, created space, and a sharp, low cross found its way into the box. After a bit of chaos, the finish was there. USA 1, Senegal 0. It was exactly the kind of early goal the US needed to settle into the match, but credit to Senegal, they didn't sit back. They grew into the game, especially through the midfield, and started to test the US backline with their pace and physicality. Testing the resilience of this USA team, but unable to find a breakthrough. Still, the US struck again. A clever combination play through the middle opened up space, and a clean finish doubled the lead. Suddenly, it was USA 2, Senegal 0, and the Americans looked in full control. But if you know anything about Senegal, you know they don't go away quietly. Their response was immediate. A quick transition caught the US midfield stretched, and Senegal punished it with a sharp finish to make it 2-1. Momentum shifted. The US went from cruising to scrambling as Senegal pushed for the equaliser. The US nearly established a 2-goal lead again immediately after, when they won the ball high and found Balogun, who finished neatly but was ruled offside. And shortly after half-time, they got it. A defensive lapse. One of those moments where the US simply switched off, allowed Senegal to level the match at 2-2. From 2 goals up to tied, the US suddenly had a real test on their hands. Coming out of the break, the US needed composure, they needed control, and they needed someone to step up, but they found themselves pegged back and tied at 2-2. The Americans tightened up defensively, started winning second balls again, and pushed the tempo back in their favour. The midfield regained rhythm, and the wide players began stretching Senegal's back line. Then came the moment of the match. A beautifully worked attacking move that ended with a clinical finish to put the US back in front. USA 3, Senegal 2. It wasn't just the goal, it was the response. After blowing a 2-goal lead, the US showed resilience, maturity, and the ability to reset mentally. That's something fans have been waiting to see. The final 20 minutes were all about game management. Senegal pushed hard. They threw numbers forward, tested the US with crosses, and forced a couple of big defensive interventions. But the US held firm. Better shape, better communication, and a goalkeeper who stayed sharp when it mattered. There were chances to make it 4-2 on the counter, but the finishing wasn't quite there. Still, the Americans controlled the tempo well enough to see out the match. When the final whistle blew, it was a 3-2 win, and a performance full of lessons. So what does this match tell us? The US attack is dangerous when they play with pace and confidence. The midfield can dominate phases but still needs consistency. Defensively, there's work to do, especially in transition. And mentally, this team showed real growth by responding after losing a 2-goal lead. It wasn't perfect, but it was promising, and it gave fans plenty to be excited about heading into the last friendly against Germany before the World Cup kicks off. That's your full breakdown of the USA's 3-2 win over Senegal. How far do you think the USA will go in this year's World Cup? And are Senegal really the best African team participating? Let us know what you think and drop a comment below. If you enjoyed the analysis, make sure to hit like, subscribe, and stay locked in right here on Pitchside Paul for more match breakdowns, tactical insights, and football content every week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.